Today's show is so good.
But number one, I've never seen an intro like that.
It is my hope and desire that not only will episode 30 still be fun, but episode 300 will be even more fun. You were made for something great, so go and be awesome.
Ten seconds remaining.
Hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Renee Hastings, and I'm your host of Renee Speaks. Today's episode is brought to you by Executive Help Now and powered by Livestream Editors. At Executive Help Now, we are all about simplifying your business so you can focus on what really matters. From streamlining operations and managing your back office to producing podcast shows and keeping everything organized, we are here to help you thrive. So if you are ready to make your life just a little bit easier, hit us up at www.executivehelpnow.org. Y'all, today's show is so great because of our amazing guest. His name is Sam Blake, and we are super excited to have him on the show. Sam Blake is a serial entrepreneur and founder of AI Pro University, a global AI education platform with over 10,000 students, and Oh My Meds, a telehealth company expanding access to innovative treatments. After scaling large digital ad operations and experiencing burnout, Sam redesigned his life in freedom and purpose, now helping others to use AI and automation to build businesses that support the life they truly want. Y'all, put your hands together for Sam Blake.
Hello.
How are you? Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. I am so excited to have you here, and we can't wait to dive right in because it sounds like you have a couple of different things going on that are both truly fantastic, and we can't wait to understand what your journey looked like and how you got from there in the beginning to where you are today. So what inspired you to move from managing digital ads to building AI and telehealth companies focused on freedom? Give us your journey.
Well, yeah. So I ran a very successful advertising agency, and when AI came out, it actually stopped doing well. We had a very, very hard couple of years. Took me a while to find out that my competitors were using AI. So the advantage that we had for those 8 years, we did over $50 million in business. But the advantage we had was the copywriting in our creative team. And we just lost that advantage when AI came out. And so in order for me to even stay in business, I had to really figure out how to use AI. And we figured it out so much that we had the best year that we'd ever had, highest ROI. We had AIs automatically creating posts, launching ads, optimizing ads, taking the data from the ads and improving based on the data. And so we really got very, very advanced with it. So much to a point that I had hundreds of people lined up trying to pay me money to consult them. And it got to a point where I'm like, okay, this is not scalable. I can't just be doing consulting. There's a lot of phone calls. And so we started AI Professionals University. And since we spoke last, we've actually had another 10 or 15,000 students. We're over 25,000 students now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that deserves some hand claps. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So since then, Since then, well, actually over the last 6 months, really, we took all the software that I built with my advertising company and we put it into one platform called OmniRogue. And in addition, we got 2,700 AI agents that we're implementing into one platform. And in addition to that, we've got an AI which is more powerful than any AI on the market. And so what we've done actually is we're using all AIs. So we've got a faster AI, we've got a more powerful one. It's by combining our own AIs hosted on clouds, supercomputers that we rent, in addition to combining all of the power from OpenAI, take Exit.ai, Mistral, Llama, Claude. So it's just really a combination of all AIs, and we figure out how to cut the cost, speed in half while getting better results, beating every benchmark.
Wow. Wow. That is so fantastic. And in this age of AI, things are changing so quickly. And you know firsthand the impact it can have on a business and a workforce when, jobs are being eliminated and taken over by AI. And I think that's most people's greatest fear in the workforce, is that AI is going to take over their job. How do you help people reconcile that?
Yeah, so it's actually, that was the purpose. That was the reason why I started AI Professionals University, and that's the reason why we started OmniRogue. So what we're doing with OmniRogue is we're actually empowering businesses to start their own AI business. That's why we created the enterprise platform. So we're actually helping businesses start their own version of ChatGPT, which is more powerful and actually enables businesses to use over 2,700 AI automations for their own business and resell them. So it's a very powerful concept and powerful business model. Aristotle said, you can tell the strength of an economy by the strength of its middle class. And while building AI Professionals University, it was a great fear of mine, as well as several others, that we're heading into a society which is controlled by multinational corporations. And the income gap just gets wider and wider. So the only solution that I thought I could think of where this doesn't happen, because it's not just the economics and of AI, but it's the intelligence as well. We are essentially paying to develop a super intelligence, which is going to surveil us and control us through algorithms. And the solution that I thought of is to put the intelligence and the economics back into the hand of ordinary people. So we've got the gatekeepers, 4 or 5 or 8 different companies. And the way I see it is we've got 8 billion people versus 8 companies. And so that's where we got the name OmniRogue.
Got you. Wow. And that's so true. I mean, AI does seem to be taking over everything. And whether people realize it or not, AI has infected everything that we do. And I shouldn't say infected like it's a bad thing, because it's not. It really does help us to be more productive, be more resourceful, have greater access to more reliable information. Of course, you got to check it, but still, it is definitely improved how much we're able to do and how long it takes us to do it, to add value to the companies that we serve. So how do you help founders use AI and automation to grow sustainable businesses?
Well, so with AI, anything can be automated. But the thing is when you have 1,000 different things you can automate, it's quite confusing, right? Like, in fact, there's a few companies out there where you can log in and access 1,000 different AI agents with 500 different connections. And even me, pretty well versed in technology and development, when I log into these companies, all I get is confusion. What we've done, for example, is we've created a chat interface where somebody can come in and say, okay, this is what I would like to automate. Or, and so basically what we're doing is we're taking all of these options and simplifying it for the consumer. Because I think everybody, the irony right now is that everybody has more opportunity than ever, but we're also seeing a condition of decision fatigue, a state of confusion where people have so many options, they don't exactly know what to do.
Right.
So we're creating a service where you can tap in to unleash your full potential by simplifying the options and making access to these tools more user-friendly with less confusion. So that's how we help, is we reduce confusion, make things cheaper, easier, and faster to access.
Got it. Got it. And is it through the AI Pro University that you're doing this, or do you you said something about consulting and that you can't keep consulting to people individually. So that's why you created the AI Pro University?
So yeah, so AI Pro University is a education company. It's a company that is thriving. However, the way that the AI is going, I realized 4 or 5 months ago, is the purpose of AI really is to eliminate human intervention, to automate these tasks for humans. And so while the industry is moving so fast that education is sort of becoming irrelevant, because what you're teaching one day is not what you're teaching the next day, right? And so I'm involved. I started a new company called OmniRogue, where the purpose is to help people use AI, not teaching people to use AI.
Okay, got you. And so what have you learned? The 25,000 people, I think you said now, is where you guys are. What have you learned from teaching them, so many different people, about AI and balancing business and freedom? What are there any things that stick out, experience that you've encountered?
Yes, absolutely. There's been a lot of lessons. It's been a long, arduous journey, a very rewarding one. I would say primarily the lesson is just that we've really got a lot of options, but we've got a lot of confusion. And that's why I created OmniRogue. And the other lesson that I had is the it could be a very scary situation that society enters, where the income gap gets wider and wider, and our entire universe and world is controlled by these 5 or 6 mega corporations. And so that's why we have to come together, and we have to become the gatekeepers instead of paying the gatekeepers to create a super intelligence which controls us.
Got you. Yes, it is so powerful when just a few have all the power and the rest are basically subject to it. So I can definitely understand where you're coming from, and how, as a people, we need to be more in control of the access and the information that is being put out there. So, but I'm sure I'm not alone when I say this. So there's sometimes we can get on AI, start having one conversation with different prompts and that sort of thing, and then eventually end up going down a rabbit hole that can, before you know it, you've been doing this for hours. And so how do you help businesses or ensure that the AI is supporting the business and not consuming it? Like, because you said there's so much confusion, and it seems like the more questions you ask, the more questions you have. So how do you keep that from happening?
So I think that's an excellent question, and a rabbit hole that I've dove down very many times. And it wasn't until recently when we came out with quite an amazing solution. And so what we call this is running AIs in parallel. When we originally created this software, we took into consideration simply accuracy, certain benchmarks such as reasoning, creativity, and abstraction. And then we also took into consideration cost and least latency. Determining these metrics to track really determine what you improve. And so one of our engineers here, a very smart engineer, he said, why don't we take into consideration amount of human hours saved and cost per human hours saved. And so that now is the main metric that we focus on. And so one of the technologies we have created, and we have made 6 breakthroughs here at OmniRogue, is the parallel AI agents in the same way where Claude Code works, where you could write a 100-page book in 5 minutes, because one of our AIs will create the outline for you and then spawn out 10 different AIs, which will write the book, and you get the completed thing in one thing. And it's not as easy as I make it sound. You've got to synthesize all the pieces together, make sure that it's all matching. But, we spend a lot of time doing that and QAing things and testing these in bulk. And so everything that we test, everything that we put on the platform, of course, we stress test before we do it. And it's just been a fascinating thing to see what we've been able to accomplish. And we're very excited to see what we can do for society.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for all that you're doing in this area, because I know there may be some demographics that are excited about what is happening. They might be younger. They might come from a certain place. But for the older folks that still have a problem with the internet, this could be a challenge for them. So thank you for making it easy to understand and making it so that they don't have to be confused, and they don't have to be afraid of it. They don't have to be afraid. So as you think about those different types of people and those different demographics of people, and also thinking about scaling and buying back those hours, or figuring out how much time is saved and how much money is saved, are there any particular automations that have helped you reclaim time while scaling?
I would say primarily one of our greatest inventions is, I'm sure you've done this as well, where you take a prompt, or you take a response from a prompt, and then you send it to another AI and say, improve this, and then improve this, and then you do it until both of the AIs agree. So that's something that we created, where you put a prompt in, and then we just say, we actually call it I can't get into too much of the details, but basically AIs communicate with each other and don't return the result until it's perfect.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Instead of having to spend 20 minutes refining an email, you put it in once, 5 minutes later you get it back, and it's perfect, better than you could have ever imagined it.
Wow. That is genius, because I do know so many people who start in one platform, get a result, and then they're like, I don't like this. And they put it in another platform, and they're like, do better, and that sort of thing. And it takes time to finally get the end result that you're actually looking for. So if you've been able to streamline that, kudos to you. That is fantastic. Freedom mean to you as a founder today?
What's that?
Freedom. What does freedom mean to you as a founder?
Freedom to me means doing what you love, enjoying yourself, and being happy and healthy.
Yes. And that is so important. And what you do as the founder of this business, I'm sure helps people to enjoy those types of freedoms.
Absolutely. It's not, a lot of people conceive freedom as having all the time and money in the world, and truly that's not what achieves freedom. I can tell you from firsthand experience. It's, in fact, having all the time and money in the world often causes the opposite of freedom. Freedom is a state of mind. And freedom truly is doing what you love. And typically, almost for everybody, I believe everybody's a good person. Doing what you love is helping other people.
Yeah. I love that. That's so good. Sam, where can listeners learn more about you and your work?
My, omnirogue.com. That's where I'll be. That's where I focus. That's what I live. That's what I'm going to continue to do. It's my passion. We do live Q&As with the enterprise clients. We got a big group, over almost 100 people now who've signed up as enterprise clients. We're doing a huge launch in the next 30 days. And we are going to go head to head with these 5 corporations who are conceiving a reality where they are in control, and we're going to stop at nothing to make sure that doesn't become our reality.
Right. Well, good for you. I love your determination and courage to go out there and compete with the big guys and say, look, you guys aren't the only ones out here. We have a stake in this, and we're here to play the game as well. So congrats to you. We definitely will encourage our audience to go and check you out and find, see how they can support you in this endeavor and learn more about it, because AI is here. It is here to stay. And what we have today is the worst it's ever going to be. So if you think of it that way, it's only going to get better and better. And a lot of that is thanks in part to you and what you and your amazing team of engineers are putting together. So thank you for everything, Sam. You were made for something great. So go and be awesome.
Thank you very much.